Hey everybody, welcome to the first in the best of 2016 series. Right now we are talking all things beauty and makeup, and I have a ton of things to talk about. If you want to hear more about these products, almost every single one of these has been discussed in a monthly favorites. I will list all these products in the exact order that they are mentioned in the description box as well, so you have something to reference, and I have written a blog post listing everything in there so you have a handy reference guide if you want to go back and look for these products at a future date. So I try to focus only on products that, one, were new to me in 2016, maybe not new to everyone, but at least to me in 2016, that made it to a monthly favorites or that were worn in a monthly favorites. Let's start with face and foundations. First one is from Guerlain. They discontinued or reformulated their Guerlain Lingerie Depot foundation, but they've, so far as I can tell, kept the BB cream formulation. I am in the shade 1, SPF 30. It's a really nice, easy to wear, everyday kind of BB cream, really good coverage. The only con, not a lot of great shade options, but if you can find a shade that fits for you, I love it. Late to the party, but a fast favorite is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. But this one is medium to full coverage. It is a lovely, luminous, I'd say, foundation. Not great for oily skin, not great for pink toned people. Great if you have yellow undertones in your skin. Reasonable price point, nice pump. I like a pump, and can't say enough good things about it. I really, really like it. One that YouTube definitely made me buy, I saw Nikki Tutorials use this in a few of her tutorials. It's from EX1, it's their Invisiwear foundation. Again, more medium to full coverage. Adele wore this on television for some huge performance, Grammys or BAFTAs or something like that. So if it's good enough for Adele to wear on TV, it's certainly good enough for me to wear in my everyday life. This was the hero foundation for me when I visited Mississippi in the summer and moved Jake into his dorm in August. It's from Vichy. It is their Derma Finish foundation, and I use the shade 15 Opal. It wears like a Derma blend, like a heavy duty, not gonna budge foundation, but it goes on like an everyday, very easy to wear, lightweight feeling foundation. So you get the benefit of a heavier coverage without the feel of heavy coverage, and it doesn't budge. It held up to pretty much 100% humidity, moving Jake into his dorm, running up and down flights of stairs, held up to tears. I really enjoy that foundation. My go-to foundation, honestly, when have had important events, like when I went to New York Fashion Week, the foundation that I wore was the Covergirl Ready Set Gorgeous foundation. My default shade is shade 105, and I thought this was really only good for oily skin from the reviews I had heard online, but I have very dry skin and it worked great for me, and it blends really well. It wears all day long on me. In fact, I wore this for, I think it was 36 hours straight, and it didn't budge. On to concealers. These two are very late in 2016. I got them in November timeframe, but they're so good. I feel like they need to be mentioned right now. The first is Tarte Shape Tape, and there's a reason why you can't get your hands on this stuff. It's really that good. As far as an under eye concealer, I've not tried this for blemishes, but I have the lightest shade on right now. It brightens, it covers, it doesn't crease, it doesn't fade. What more do you want it to do? It's just amazing. And then for blemishes, I talked about this in my December favorites not that long ago, like last week, but Clé de Peau, again, much hype surrounding the Clé de Peau concealers. There's a reason why. They are very, very good. They are on the high side as far as price point goes, but sometimes you do get what you pay for, and this is definitely worth the price tag. Full disclosure, this was sent to me, and when this is used up, this will be bought again. It is definitely worth it. I will be spending my own money on this. I only wish they had a slightly lighter shade, because as good as this is to cover blemishes, for me, if I wanted to just only bring this with me on a trip because it's not liquid, this would be great for traveling. If I don't want to pack a lot of liquids, there isn't a shade lighter than this, and I couldn't use this as double duty to do under my eyes to brighten. So, but I do have my Shape Tape, so there's that. Okay, moving on to kind of face powder stuff. I have a high-end and then something that's very budget-friendly. High-end wise is the Laura Mercier Candle Glow Perfection Setting Powder, and this has replaced my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish and Natural as my go-to setting powder. Again, like I've mentioned, I have dry skin. If you have oily skin, you might not want to be any more luminous than what nature has already provided for you. But if you want a little bit of a setting powder that also gives you a little bit of glow, not glow, but just a luminosity to the skin, just, you know what, the best way to describe it is you won't look flat. How about that? You can set your face, you won't look flat, and as you can see, this is the lightest shade and there is warmth to it. So it's not gonna bronze you, but it will counteract any kind of washing out. I love this, love it, love it, love it. Use it every single day. And then very budget friendly, but something I use constantly, and I'm always forgetting to mention it. This is from e.l.f. It is their contour palette, and what I love are 2 out of the 4 shades. So I very often set my under eye concealer with the yellowish shade right here, the lightest shade. And in fact, I have done that today. I do find the Tarte Shape Tape does work the best when you set it with something. And then I love contouring with this little guy right here. So these 2 are great, but very, very handy. I think it's about $6 to $8 depending on where you can find this online. And nice big mirror if you're traveling as well. Let's move on to blushes. Only 2, one high-end, one drugstore. Start with the high-end. Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush is a line that I've kind of gotten into this year. I've expanded my blush collection to include this guy. This is in particular the shade Tipsy. I love Natural Beauty, which is a shade I think I mentioned in 2015, which is more like a strawberry red. This is definitely like a pinky orange. It adds that nice flush of color to pale skin without looking garish. As long as you use a fluffier brush and blend, you just look alive and well rested and bright-eyed. I know it looks scary in the pan. Give it a shot. You will thank me. And then a more affordable option, and also a video I did in depth on this, is the Covergirl Classic Blush in Soft Mink. In my dupes or don'ts video, I compared this to the Benefit Rockateur blush, and actually I prefer this to the Rockateur. Very similar finish, very different price point, and I'm wearing it today. See that glow? Really pretty, kind of a rose gold blush. And then my favorite category is highlighters, and we have 3 that are new to me that I want to talk about. The first one isn't much to look at in the packaging. It is from Laura Geller. It's their Baked Gelato Swirl Illuminator. That's a lot of words. And the shade I use is Gilded Honey. I have found the best way to apply this is with a duo fiber brush. It's a little stiffer than the brush I usually go for. I don't know if it's because it's baked and it's a little harder to get out of the pan, but once it's on your face, it's a really nice, pretty golden glow. One that I used earlier in the year. It's a little less in your face and a little more expensive, but the packaging is really luxe and gorgeous. This is from Rodial, and it is Instaglam Compact Deluxe Illuminating Powder. This is leather. It's so cool. And it doesn't look like much in the pan, but again, a really beautiful highlighter, reminiscent of the old, God, I can't remember the exact name of it. It was from Larec Spotlight Powder, I think it was. And it's a little more understated. So if you're a little afraid of having a little too much highlighter going on, this is one to grab. My all-time favorite for 2016, and what I'm wearing today, see that? Yep, that's some glow. It is a new release from Makeup Forever, and it is their Pro Light Fusion highlighter that came out with 2 shades. One more of a light, kind of silvery rose goldy shade, which is what I have here, and then there's one that's a warmer gold tone. This one is the one that's recommended for fair skin tones, but I wear them both, so I say go for it, whichever color you like more. And I'd say this is the happy medium between In Your Face, the Becca pressed powder, the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector, and then like something like the Rodial. This gives you that nice glow, no glitter. Let's get on with eyes. This one, limited edition. If it's still around, grab it. It should be. I found it at Nordstrom, a couple other places. I think Bloomingdale's has it as well. The Larec Metal Pro Palette in Rose Gold. Cute little palette, cute little mirror, and 6 amazing, gorgeous shades that you can spread all over your eyes. Highly recommend, of course, pairing this with some sort of warm, neutral matte shade in your crease. But gorgeous, gorgeous colors. This was a highly sought after and sold out for a long time, and now it's pretty easy to get. This is from Anastasia Beverly Hills, the Modern Renaissance palette. And do I need to say anything? I mean, these colors are beautiful. If you're a neutral lover, you're gonna find what you want. If you want something a little outside the lines, a little outside your comfort zone, those deeper red tones are a little extra something that are actually easy to incorporate into your everyday eye. This was one of the palettes I brought with me to New York Fashion Week, and I think this looks especially great on blue or green eyes, but it looks great on everybody. I should say I'm wearing a mixture of shadows from this, the matte shadows from this palette. I'm wearing 2 shades from this palette, and I'm even wearing a shade from the third palette I want to talk to you about, which is from Too Faced, and it is their Chocolate Bonbons palette. It was the newest one I added to my collection in early 2016, part of the chocolate family that I love so much, and these are all really pretty fun shades. I don't need to go too in depth. If you're a chocolate fan, you should have this one. I feel like there's more wearable shades in this one than any of the 3 chocolate palettes. I think if I had to pick a favorite, it would be the Too Faced Bonbon. And then the last favorite palette for 2016 is a YouTube collaboration. Carly Bible collaborated with BH Cosmetics, and she came out with this palette, which I wear all the time and never talk about. And except I did once in a favorites video, I think. And it's this one right here. These are actually supposed to be for the face, I believe, but I wear these as lid or eyeshadow colors as well. And then there is a nice selection of mattes and shimmers, and nothing too glittery. There's even a nice kind of matte brow bone shade here. So a nice, easy, all-in-one kind of travel palette right there. Mascaras. There are 2 I want to tell you about that I don't have anymore because I used them up. One is from Sigma, specifically the Sinuosity mascara is amazing, big black full lashes. The second one I have this love-hate relationship with. It's the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. Never have I used a mascara that made my lashes look as thick and long and black, but the bottle would start leaking after a few weeks and oozing out the sides and get too much on the brush. But the first couple of weeks, it's the best mascara I've ever used. So I came up with a solution on how to get around that problem. The first one is, instead of buying the full size at Ulta, buy the travel size. It's half the size. So problem solved. By the time you're done with it, you've used it up before the problem kicks in. Other option, a full-size bottle at Ulta costs you $24, but at QVC, they charge you $26 for 2. So you're basically paying the same price and getting 2 full-size ones. So use one. When it starts going icky, chuck that. Start using the second one, and you've basically paid the same price. So if you need that in your life. And then the third mascara I want to talk about that's new to me this year that I really, really liked was from Essence, and it's the Lash Princess Volume Mascara. Really, really great. Great mascara. Slightly different price point as well than the other ones. Again, from the drugstore, and recently mentioned is from L'Oreal. It's their Voluminous Liner Noir. It is a felt tip kind of marker. I'm wearing it today. Really fine line, pretty much idiot proof. I can't believe this is new to 2016. I feel like I've had this in my life forever. This is from Revlon, and it is the Photo Ready Eye Art, specifically in the shade Topaz. I love to do is just it's a doe foot applicator, is I just take this, put it all over my lid, pat it in with a finger, do a little bit of a warm brown in the crease, and you're done. It's very wearable for an older eye, and it's a little glamorous, but it's not so over the top that you can't wear it every day. On to lips. What I'm wearing now is a variation on my all-time favorite. This is from Makeup Forever. I think they only released this in 3 shades, which is such a shame. My favorite shade is 40, and it is the Pro Sculpting Lip. One end is a twist up, basically like a bullet, but very, very narrow bullet. And this red shade is just, it's stunning, and it's a little bit warmer than usual, and it's one of those, the formula is not too creamy and not too dry, but it's a little on the drier side, so it doesn't travel all over your face like some red lipsticks can do. So it also stays a long time. So when I have an event coming up, this is more often than not what I grab for. What I like to use to put that middle highlight, which is another favorite for 2016, is from Jouer. It's their lip gloss in the shade Skinny Dip. It's what I have going on right now. Maybe that's why you guys think I got my lips done. And I just put a pop of this right in the middle of my lips, and then it just adds that highlight in the center and makes your lips look fuller. And it also happens to smell like vanilla cake batter. And then the other two lip products I want to talk about are both from Clinique, and they're pretty much the same exact shade. The first one is the Pop Liquid Matte Lip Color in the shade Cake Pop. It is basically matte liquid lipstick without the drying effect, so it never dries down, which is fine. There you have it. It's very like Your Lips But Better, kind of blush tone pink. And for those of us that hate liquid lipstick and we hate matte lipstick, but we want a matte effect, and we want something that's a little more long wearing, this matte shade range from Clinique is unbelievable. Highly recommend it. And then the other offering from Clinique is their lip lacquer, specifically in the shade Sugar Pop. It's basically an opaque lip gloss right there. Very similar. So it's not matte, it doesn't dry down, it doesn't get clingy and all that, but it does last a lot longer than a regular lip gloss, and it's opaque and it's beautiful. I can't say enough good things. Clinique, really, I love their lip products. They're great. The last one I want to mention, I don't have. I've torn my house apart looking for it. I'm sure as soon as I finish this video, it will just magically appear. It's from Lipstick Queen. It's their Cupid's Bow Pencil in the shade Daphne. I literally stopped someone in the middle of Ulta and demanded to know what was on their lips. It is the most beautiful blue-red shade of lipstick I have ever seen in my life. It's gorgeous. It makes your teeth look blindingly white. You've got to try it, and I need to find it. So that's it for beauty for 2016. Stay tuned for more best of series. There's accessories, clothing, random stuff, books, all kinds of good stuff. So stick around, make sure you're subscribed. Thank you for all your support in 2016. Let's make this an awesome 2017, and I'll see you in the next video.